$1.5 trillion wiped out in less than 90 days. Bitcoin collapsed over 40%, and nobody had a clear answer why. Then one name started appearing everywhere. In crypto forums, on X, in closed trading groups. Jane Street, a secretive Wall Street firm that almost nobody outside of finance has ever heard of. Were they the ones who crashed Bitcoin? Or is this the most dangerous financial conspiracy theory of 2025?
Stay with us, because the answer is more disturbing than the question.
Most people have never heard of Jane Street. But in 2023 alone, they generated over $21 billion in revenue. More than Goldman Sachs, more than Morgan Stanley.
They do not manage your money. They do not have clients. They trade only for themselves.
Founded in 2000, operating from a quiet office in New York, Jane Street is what Wall Street calls a proprietary trading firm. They use algorithms, mathematics, and information that nobody else has to move billions of dollars in milliseconds.
They are not supposed to be your enemy, but they are also not your friend. To understand what Jane Street allegedly did, you need to understand one thing first. In January 2024, the US government approved the first ever Bitcoin ETF. This was supposed to be the moment Bitcoin went mainstream, institutional money flooding in. But ETFs need what is called an authorized participant, a firm that creates and destroys ETF shares, controlling supply, controlling price. Jane Street is one of the most powerful authorized participants on the planet, which means they had direct structural access to Bitcoin's price mechanism. Not just to trade it, but to shape it. Then crypto traders started noticing something, a pattern. Every single morning, at exactly 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Bitcoin's price dropped. Not randomly, not gradually, but sharply, precisely, like clockwork. Screenshots spread across crypto forums. Traders mapped the timestamps. The data was undeniable. Something was hitting the market at the same time every day. 10 a.m. Eastern is exactly when US stock markets open, and exactly when authorized participants like Jane Street begin their daily ETF operations. Coincidence? Maybe. But in financial markets, there is no such thing as a coincidence. Someone knew. But the 10 a.m. pattern was not the only thing connecting Jane Street to crypto manipulation. In 2023, a bombshell lawsuit was filed accusing Jane Street of insider trading, connected to the collapse of Terraform Labs, Terraform, the company behind Terra USD and Luna, two cryptocurrencies that wiped out $60 billion in investor wealth in a single week. The lawsuit alleged that Jane Street had advance knowledge that the collapse was coming and positioned themselves to profit from it. While retail investors lost everything, Jane Street allegedly walked away with hundreds of millions in profit. The case was later settled, quietly, out of court, with no admission of wrongdoing. As it always is with firms like this. But the connections do not stop at Terraform. They go deeper, much deeper. Caroline Ellison, the CEO of Alameda Research, the trading firm at the center of the FTX collapse, was a former Jane Street trader. Sam Bankman-Fried himself, the man who stole $8 billion from his own customers, also began his career at Jane Street. This is not a coincidence. This is a pattern. The same firm producing the same kind of people who end up at the center of the biggest crypto collapses in history. Did Jane Street teach them how to manipulate markets, or did it simply attract the kind of people who already knew how? Nobody has answered that question. Not publicly, not under oath, not ever. And Jane Street is not talking. But not Everyone believes the conspiracy, and their arguments deserve to be heard. Financial experts point out that the 10 a.m. pattern has a simple explanation. It is when institutional trading volume naturally spikes every single day across all assets, not just Bitcoin. Fortune magazine called the Jane Street conspiracy theory ridiculous, quoting multiple market analysts who said the firm was simply doing its job. As an authorized participant, Jane Street is legally required to create and redeem ETF shares. The price movements that follow are a natural consequence, not a manipulation.
And the Terraform lawsuit was settled without any finding of guilt, meaning legally, nothing was proven.
These are fair points, and in a court of law, they would likely win. But courts of law and financial markets are two very different things. Legal does not always mean clean. Then something strange happened, something that no major financial firm has ever done before. In the middle of the Bitcoin crash rumors, Jane Street quietly deleted their entire X account. No announcement, no explanation, just gone. The crypto community exploded. If you have nothing to hide, why disappear from public view at the exact moment everyone is looking for you? Jane Street later claimed the deletion was routine, part of a broader digital cleanup. But the timing was impossible to ignore. Because this is what powerful institutions do. When scrutiny gets too close, they do not fight back publicly. They simply disappear quietly and wait for the noise to die down. It worked before. With Terraform, with FTX, with every major financial scandal that was eventually forgotten. Will it work again, this time with Bitcoin? Here is the bigger question, the one nobody wants to ask out loud. Bitcoin was created to be free, decentralized, beyond the reach of banks, beyond the reach of governments, beyond the reach of firms like Jane Street. But today, the top 5 authorized participants controlling Bitcoin ETFs are all traditional Wall Street institutions, the very system Bitcoin was built to replace. Jane Street, BlackRock, Citadel. These firms now sit at the structural center of the crypto market. They do not need to manipulate Bitcoin. They are Bitcoin at the institutional level. Every time retail investors buy Bitcoin, a portion of that money flows through systems controlled by these firms. Every single transaction, every single day. The conspiracy is not that Jane Street crashed Bitcoin. The real conspiracy is that the system was designed to make firms like Jane Street inevitable. And you were never meant to win. So, is Jane Street the villain, or simply the most efficient player in a broken game? The evidence does not give us a clean answer. No smoking gun, no confession, no conviction. Just patterns, connections, and silence. But here is what we know for certain. Jane Street is real. Their power is real. Their presence inside Bitcoin's infrastructure is real. And whether they crashed Bitcoin intentionally or not, the system they operate inside was never designed with your interests in mind. It was designed for them. The smartest thing you can do is not to pick a side in this debate. The smartest thing is to understand exactly how this machine works before you put your money inside it.
Shadow wealth exposed. We do not tell you what to think. We show you what they do not want you to see.
Subscribe and stay ahead of the shadows.